welcome to Age Friendly here on Shaw Spotlight. We look forward to having you for the next half hour. I'm Rebecca Johnson, your host of the program. And this month we're going to be talking to the employees, 3 employees from the 55 Plus Center. And we're going to be talking to you about why you should be going to the 55 Plus Center. And I know there's some people. We're going to start off with Tessa Hetrick. And Tessa, you're the volunteer coordinator. But I was going to start off with the fact that sometimes at the 55 Plus Center, people say, I don't want to go there because it's elitist, or I don't feel comfortable going there and all the rest. That's not really what it's all about, is it?
No, not at all. We pride ourselves in being a great community hub for the seniors in Thunder Bay, and we encourage a lot of people to come because it is very social and it's a very welcoming place and fun place to make new friends and see old friends. And
I'm just thinking, if you were new to the community and you're an older adult, you decided to come back to Thunder Bay for whatever reason, or if you're an isolated senior here in Thunder Bay and you're in an apartment or a home, this is a place that you can actually go and make friends.
Absolutely. It is the place for seniors in Thunder Bay. So it is strictly for seniors. Mostly all of the people in the center are seniors with the exception of us staff. So we've had a lot of people who've moved back to Thunder Bay from other places and found that old friends are there. So it's...
Well, one of the things too, now what about a membership fee?
There is none. There's no membership fee.
It doesn't cost me to go at all. I can just walk in the front door.
Yes.
Now, when I walk in the front door, I know, because I've been there several times, is that there is a library.
Yes.
And you can borrow books.
Absolutely. The library is free of charge and it is open all of the time, and you can take books off the shelf and return them when you're done with them. All the books on the shelves are donated, so it's a great resource for a lot of the seniors. You can take bags of them if you want. We have some people that come and take them to camp for the summer
or whatever.
Like that. There's also a puzzle exchange in the library as well that you can utilize, and
So again, no fee.
No fee.
Now the gift shop, now you'd have to pay if you're going to buy something. Okay.
Yes.
So, but that's still, like they have a real variety of things in the gift shop.
Yes, the gift shop, everything in the gift shop is handmade or handcrafted by seniors in the community, and they can either donate those items to be sold and the profits go to the board of directors at the 55 Plus, or we sell them on consignment for seniors. So it is a way to supplement some income, and there's a lot of, pretty much everything in there is one of a kind. So it's a really nice place.
One of the things I found at the gift shop, because I'm always looking for cards, I send a lot of cards out. And so there is you can get them like the 60, 70, 80, 85, 90-year-old cards that you can buy there. And so that's really a good thing.
Yes, we sell a lot of cards, and they are the low price of $1. I think some of them have gone up to $1.25. But if you come, we often have a little bin that's on sale at 10 cents a card.
So it's definitely worth it. And of course you have the place where you can sit down, and my favoriteest muffins I can buy there are the bran muffins. I really like the bran muffins at the cafeteria, so you can do that as well.
Yes, the River Street Cafe is the hub of the center, as we like to call it, and they have hot meals every day, a different one. You can pick up a menu and there's a different hot meal every day. It's for $10, which for a lot of the seniors it's 2 meals.
Right.
And they serve that from 11:30 till 2. There's also Pancake Tuesdays every Tuesday morning, which is super popular, as well as a new breakfast on Wednesdays.
And they have great liver and onions.
Yes,
I know
we do it 2 Fridays a month now because it's so popular. And they do special events, like we just had a Christmas in July.
Right.
So that was good.
And I know during COVID you could pick up meals there on occasion as well.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things you need, because you've got all these programs and the library and the cafe and the gift shop, but you need volunteers. So
absolutely.
How do you get to volunteer?
So you can come into the center and there's a volunteer form right in the main hallway, or you can come to the main office, and if I'm available, we can speak right then and there. We do advertise our volunteer needs in our newsletter, which goes out by email once a month, as well as in the hallway on the bulletin boards and our Facebook. But we have a volunteer team of about 180 volunteers active right now, because yes, our main office, information desk, the library, cafe, and gift shop are all staffed by volunteers, as well as our drop-in activities, We have setup crews for special events. We utilize volunteers to a great deal within the center.
One of the things I read in your August newsletter, which I just got, and it always comes out on the first day of the month,
Yes.
so I commend you for doing that, is the fact that you need some volunteers. 65 people are waiting or something like that. Do you recall that particular thing?
Yes, that is
written?
with the
Okay.
support services program,
right.
and so that's for friendly visiting and telephone assurance. So Corrine will speak to that a little bit later in the program,
Okay.
but there is a huge need for volunteers in the friendly visiting program with support services.
You know, you don't mind volunteering. People don't mind, giving it. Do you have to give a certain amount of time for every month or every week? How do you work that out?
No, so it is very flexible.
Okay.
We do, right now, a lot of our volunteers do commit to the same shift every week in their chosen area.
Right.
But we do also have the availability to be on the list of what we call spares. So if someone's off for medical purposes or they're on vacation, you can fill in as you want, and then that makes it a little more flexible. And we are slowly moving to a new way of kind of presenting the volunteer program, that it would be a lot more flexible, because we do know that volunteer demographic is changing, and
Right.
that we need to change with the needs of the volunteers and the wants of volunteers. So we're definitely hopefully moving towards that.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you thank the volunteers at some point?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
We just did a special edition of our newsletter that went out in July. So we do have once a year, we have our annual recognition dinner. And we just had one for the first time in like 2 years since COVID. And it was
Right.
so exciting. We had about 140 volunteers and guests at the Prince Arthur. And we have a dinner, and we have usually a special gift for them. But throughout the year, we try to spotlight them. We've done things like popcorn and ice cream, and it's one of
Whatever.
those times that you'll often find me without words, is trying to thank those volunteers, because
It's really important.
it's very important,
Yeah.
and it's hard to say thank you enough without just saying thank you, and
That's
we
all that
appreciate
people are.
it.
But
Yeah.
really, that's all people are looking for
I
every
know,
once in a while. It's
but-
just a thank you. But it is nice when you have something
Yes.
special for them. So if I wanted to volunteer, and I'm by myself, and I can just, as you said, walk into the door and get a form and fill it in, and then do you identify where I can volunteer then on that form in the different places?
Yes, so on the inside, like
Yeah.
the back page of the one form, it lists all of our volunteer opportunities. So you can
Oh, okay.
check off there which you might be interested in. And then when I usually call all the volunteers and sit down and have a chat with them, and that's where we go over it kind of in more detail. Like if you have any questions, or you saw something that you might think, I can do that, but I don't know exactly what that is, then that'll be the opportunity for us to have a more in-depth conversation about what's required, what we might be looking for, and
Right.
and some people change their mind, like, okay, that's maybe not for me, or oh, that's something that I'm really interested in, so we just change it.
And did you have an orientation session at all for volunteers?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we definitely do. We haven't had one in a few years because of COVID, so we're
Right.
slowly getting back into that. But pre-COVID, we did have them twice a month, and then volunteers could choose at which point they were available to come.
Right.
But yes, we do have a...
Now, do you have to be a senior to be a volunteer there?
For majority of our
Okay.
opportunities, yes.
Okay.
So within the center as itself, most of our volunteer positions are 55 plus,
Right.
with the exception of special events, our house and grounds, so people that help with the outside gardening, that type of stuff. And then within support services, that one, because it's in the community for seniors, is 18 plus. But within the center itself, yes, you have to be 55 plus.
Then you should be at the 55 plus center.
Yes, yes.
Thanks very much, Tessa.
Thank you.
We'll be joining shortly with Caitlin Trevisan, who is going to talk to us about some of the drop-in programs, so stay tuned. Well, our program today of Age Friendly, and we're talking about the 55 Plus Center, and I hope you're enjoying the program, because this is an opportunity for you that are sitting at home and have nothing to do and want to have something to do, is to go to the 55 Plus Center. And of course, my guest right now is Caitlin Trevisan, who is the current program and marketing coordinator of the 55 Plus Center. And Caitlin, you can just go to the 55 Plus Center and you don't have to know anybody there.
Yes, you got it. There's no membership fee.
Right.
You can walk in with a smiling face, and we're happy to have you. We also do have try a class on us.
Right.
So if you're not sure about some of our registered program, it's a great opportunity to try out a class. and then you can register and take on the full session.
And when we had Tessa on a few minutes ago, she indicated there was no membership fee, which is
Yes.
really important because unfortunately, a lot of seniors don't have a lot of money.
Exactly.
So they want to be able to go into programming, and you're going to talk to us in this segment about the programs. And some you have to pay for, of course, and some you don't have to pay for.
Right. So
Go ahead.
Yes, so we both have, we have the registered programs, which you do pay for, and then we do have drop-in programs. So the drop-in programs are a $2 fee,
Right.
and they're open to anyone to come.
And you have programs over the lunch hour.
We do. Those are our lunch and learns that are done through support services.
Right. All right. So now let's talk about the registered programs.
Yes.
I want to register for a program. When do I get to register, and how long is the program?
So our fall registered programs are actually starting on August the 10th
Okay.
at 8:30.
All right.
So you can register online or through our hotline. You can go online just at the city website under Thunder Bay 55 Plus and find all the programs there. We do also have all the information at the 55 Plus Center on the bulletin board within the key and on our Facebook page as well. So yeah, if you are going online, you do have to create a profile. So that just gives us your contact information so we know where to find you,
Right.
and we can give you any updates on your classes.
All right. Now I'm going to be the devil's advocate and
Yes.
say, I don't have a computer.
Yep.
How do I register?
So that's where the hotline comes into
Okay.
play. Yep. So you call the hotline. There might be a little bit of a wait, but
Yeah.
with the online platform, the phone calls have been extremely reduced. So if you don't have a profile already set up, we do ask that you try to do that beforehand. So you could come into the center as well,
Right.
just to speed things up a little bit. But yeah, we can do all of that for you.
All right.
Yeah.
So not having a computer won't hinder me from participating.
Not at all.
When we talk about a registered program, what does that mean? I know you have artists that you can go and paint. Beyond that, I really am not sure. So
Yeah.
what are some of the programs?
So we have fitness classes, so anywhere from Tai Chi to yoga to strength and motion, which is another one of our classes. We have Zumba. We also have workshops, such as craft workshops, health and wellness workshops. We have guitar lessons, French. We have a whole assortment open to everyone.
All right. Well, can I pick up on the guitar? So
Yeah.
I don't have a guitar, but I really want to do that. Do I have to have a guitar?
You do, yes.
Okay, so
Yes,
that's a
yeah,
must.
Yes.
All right, that's
yes.
fine. I can get one somewhere. All right.
Exactly, and all of those questions are within the description normally of the
the
programs.
program?
They kind of give you all of that info. And if you're ever not really sure, especially for a music course or an art course, of what's really needed or where you can find it, we can provide your information to the instructor and they can reach out to you.
Right. Now, you said August the 10th. Now, if we're watching the program after that, you
Yep.
can still phone or go online, and might be an opportunity to be able to actually register at that point. Do the programs have like so many people that can get into one program?
Correct.
Would that be the reason why?
Yes, we do have a certain number of registrants depending on where the class is and what the type of class, right? Because if we're having a class in the auditorium, we can fit a lot more people
Right.
than in the fitness room, for example.
All right. Now, as I said to you, I know about the painting
Yes.
classes because not that I've ever done them myself, but I just know that they have them. And some of the people do a great job. Like, I'm always amazed.
Yeah.
And pre-COVID, I have to go pre-COVID, every year they had a display of the artists and all their works. I'm amazed at what some people can actually draw and produce from the art classes.
The talent is unbelievable.
It is.
So we do have what we call the art hallway,
Right.
where we have the art displayed with people that have taken either classes or participated in the drop-in programs to display their art within the last 2 years. And then we do have the annual craft show as well, where people that have attended the classes can sell their art and display it. With COVID, we've had to put a pause on that, but we're hoping for
Right.
the show to come up in the near future.
Now, I know you can play Bocce Ball. Would that be one of the registered programs you can do? Or
So yeah, that one's actually our community programs.
Okay.
So we have programs that are within the community. So we have Aqua Energizers at Heath Pool right now.
Right.
We have golf. as well as Bocce Ball. We have both indoor and outdoor depending on the season. And then we also have softball, walks at the LU hangar, as well as outdoor walks too.
Lots of seniors like to walk.
Yes, yes.
And so again, if you're home and sitting and wanting to be involved and meet some new friends, this is a way to do it. Get out and walk with them, and you can do that through the 55 Plus Center.
Exactly. So our community programs are really great because most of them are free.
Right.
So especially the walking programs, it gives you the opportunity and keep you accountable to get out for your walk and meet some new people, especially if you're new to the city or coming back and wanting to meet some new friends that are 55 and over.
Yeah. Caitlin, one of the things we didn't mention with Tessa is the fact that there is the 55 Plus Center on River.
Yep.
And then we have another one out on Arthur Street.
Yes, the West Arthur Community Center. Yes.
So are they the same programs?
So we don't have as many, but we
Okay.
are trying to grow that, and we're open to any feedback of classes that people would like to have at the West Arthur Community Center. So right now we do have a Zumba class. We have a ton of art classes out there, as well as yoga.
And the other thing I want to make sure that people understand is that the 55 Plus Center is run by a board of directors that are duly elected from the members who don't pay a membership fee. We got to make sure that everybody knows that. So the board of directors really direct what is going on in the organization.
Yes, so they have, they're part of the 55 Plus Center, right? And they are of that age category, right? So they're able to give us a lot of feedback from people that participate in the center of what are we missing, what do we need more of, and can really give us the feedback in order for us to grow and continue to be the great place that the 55 Plus Center is.
And the 55 Plus Center, these are places right across Canada, I mean a form thereof, a social activity organization for older adults.
Correct.
And do you get some ideas from other parts of the country?
For sure. And like we've mentioned before, we're one of the only centers across Canada that doesn't have a fee.
Well, then that's very positive for Thunder Bay, and we want to make sure that continues.
Exactly.
Caitlin Trevison, my guest this evening, and today, and we're going to be talking the next segment to Corinne Graham, and she's going to talk about health and wellness, so stay tuned. Well, welcome back to Age Friendly, and my guest this evening is Corinne Graham. Corinne Graham, I apologize for that, Corinne. And she is the support services specialist. A specialist. Well, I'm delighted to have a specialist on our program.
Thank you for letting us be here today.
No, it's great. 55 Plus Center is a great program, and as we had mentioned a month ago when we were talking to the city about some of the activities in the city, and then I said we need to talk about the 55 Plus Center for senior and older adults, because there's so many activities there. So today we're going to talk about the fact that we have friendly visiting. So tell me what friendly visiting, first off.
Yes, so what friendly visiting is, it's an opportunity for one of our volunteers to go out in the community and be a companion and a friend and a support system for one of our older adults that would get referred to us from another person.
All right, so that means I, Rebecca Johnson, could phone up and say, I'd like to be a friendly visitor, and I would have somebody assigned to me in the community, and I would phone them on occasion, or is there...
So with the friendly visiting part is that you would actually go out and visit them once a week.
Oh, okay.
And go to their home and spend some time with them. You could go for a walk, do some puzzles.
Yeah.
But most of all, just be their friend and knowing that someone's there for them, especially after COVID. We weren't able to run this program. So I'm excited to get it back going, and it means the world to us and the community.
So there's a number of, unfortunately, of older adults, and we mention this on the program quite often, that are home in their apartment or their home, and they never go out. So those are the individuals we want to attract, like to say that we can get you a friendly visitor.
That's correct. So
how it works? Process it?
So how it works is yourself, you could refer a friend. If you know someone that is alone and doesn't have much family, you could refer it, come to the center. We have a volunteer or a client form to fill out. And we also get outside agencies that come and refer through many different areas. And we get people themselves that call us and just say, I need a friend. Yeah. So it's a wonderful program, and And we're just glad to get it running again, especially again during COVID. It was on a halt. So
You know what? Maybe that's, Corinne, just think about this, put it in the back of your mind, is that we could talk at some time in the future on the program to one of the people that are a friendly visitor as well as a person that is being friendly visited. Because then we can talk a little bit more about that program.
oh my
So I'll
gosh,
think about that.
Rebecca, that would be
Yeah.
amazing. I would love that.
Well, we're trying to get in touch with people that are not in their homes and they're not getting out, so it's important to do that.
It is,
Okay.
yes, thank you for that, because I
remember.
do get the feedback by
Yeah.
both the client themselves and the volunteer, how important this program is to our community and how important it is that we get more volunteers for the friendly visiting program. Because, for example, we do need some more male volunteers, because there's a lot of gentlemen out there that don't have many buddies. So it'd be wonderful to have, but we'll take anyone at this moment.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that.
Thank you.
All right, now one of the things I want to go to another program. You have a lunch and learn, so I've got a lunch hour free. What am I going to learn about?
So it's an awesome program that we have every Thursday, it will start back up in the fall. So we'll get a speaker to come in and have topics, for example, like diabetes, mental health,
Right.
just aging in general. So we have a different variety of different topics, and then they get to come in and enjoy a wonderful lunch from our River Street Cafe.
Right.
So we get to serve them lunch. They get to visit with other older adults at the same time, so they get to meet new people, and they're also learning something on the subject that is
And you
that's
advertise the speaker and the topic?
correct. So
Okay.
what we do is we advertise it in our newsletter monthly, and we also put it up on the bulletin board at the center themselves. So people would have to register, because there is a limit of how many people that could come to those.
Now, do I have to pay to go?
No, Rebecca, they're free.
And the lunch free?
The lunch is free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you get a speaker and a lunch, and you better go. Then it's an opportunity again.
That's right.
One of the things that's really important is that as you're an older adult, you need to keep fit. You really need to keep fit. That's your brain, your body, and all the rest of it. So what do you do to help me have that health and wellness at the center?
Well, we also do run like with the Lunch and Learns, we educate people on those topics too. But we also run a Health and Wellness Expo once a year, where
Right.
people could come into different vendors and talk about these wonderful, where older adults could go and stay healthy and
Right.
and different that they don't know about. So it's just a wonderful expo and I recommend it highly for older adults to come, or anyone in general.
Right.
But what we also offer at the 55 plus is we have the blood pressure clinic, we have cholesterol clinic, we have a caregivers support group, we have grief support group, we also have the hearing.
Right.
Once a month they could come in and check their hearing. We have the Screen for Life bus comes to right at the center, so it's a one-stop shop. And if people have any questions, or if they want to know or have other areas, we'll help support that for them.
If there's something
that they're
that's
interested
needed, and you'll look at maybe developing a program around that.
That's correct.
Which is really, really good.
Yes.
Now, what about the telephone assurance group?
So it's related with our support service program.
Mm-hmm.
It's for out in the community. So a volunteer could even just call somebody once a week and just give them a call and see how they're doing, check in and have a great conversation. So we also are looking for volunteers for that too.
All right, so your card there that you held up is really volunteers are needed.
They are, Rebecca. And the thing that is the best part about it is not only the client gets rewarded, but the volunteer does.
And it's a good feeling when you can help somebody. And even if it's a phone call or whatever, that's very, very important.
Yes, and even like what we said about our health, even going for a walk with each other, because it's more fun to walk with somebody else.
That's right.
Right.
And you do have a walking program there, and older adults need to do that more.
They sure do, yes.
I'd like to just go back to the friendly visiting, because I think that's so very, very important, Corinne. And when we're talking about that, we're talking about a one-on-one with a person, aren't we?
That's right. So what happens, how the process goes is, once someone is referred to us, I will go in and do an assessment with them and get to know them. and ask them some neat questions and just get a feel of what they're looking for.
Right.
So when I do find the volunteer, so I could do a great match. So I would end up matching them. And then I also like to go on the first visit with the volunteer to see the client and just have a great feel and talk to the volunteer after and see how they felt and the client themselves.
Right. And you say it is very positive.
It is so positive and rewarding. I get overwhelmed after every visit with a volunteer and the client just to see that I created a new friendship.
And that can go on the rest of their lives, kind of a thing. It
sure
doesn't stop.
That's right. And this program has been going for over 30 years, and I'm just blessed to be a part of it.
Right.
Yes.
Well, I just want to say thank you. And I also want to say thank you, of course, to Corinne Graham and Tessa Hetrick and Caitlin Trevison for being our guests today on Age Friendly and talking about the 55 Plus Center. So if you're sitting at home, there is no reason for you not to get up and go to the 55 Plus Center and gain and meet a new friend or participate in one of their programs. And as we come to a conclusion for this program, next month we're going to be talking about the municipal election, which will be held in October. But we're going to talk to you about how you can be able to go to actually do your voting in a little different ways and all the rest of it. And we're going to turn our program over now to Linda DePiro, who is going to bring you our senior exercise moment. And again, Corinne, thank you very much for today. It was great to know all the actual details of what's going on at the 55 Plus Center. Thank you.
And we thank you very much.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
Hi, I'm Linda DePiro, and today's segment is on keeping your rotator cuff and shoulders happy. These are therapeutic exercises that are absolutely excellent for anyone. So if you have a TheraBand, a loop, some elastic resistance, holding it here, first of all, you want very light resistance if you can. So you pull really hard, that's 100% of your strength. If you half that, that's 50. I want you to half it to a quarter. So you're looking at 25-30% of your strength. I have an overhand grip and I'm just going to lightly tug. So we don't want to go, the reason why we don't want to go too much is you start incorporating other muscles. Your rotator cuff, there's 4 muscles. They are in your endurance muscles, so it's important to train them low resistance, lots of reps. So you're going to do that for about 30 seconds. We don't have the time to do 30 seconds because we have the other one, which is your underhand grip. Same thing, just very light, just hardly even pulling. Okay, now let's fold or tie a knot in here so it looks like so. And we're going to place our hands in here. We're looking at the letter V. So very gentle pressure, bringing it up, bringing it down. And you're going to lift and lower. Pay attention to your shoulders. If you have discomfort lifting too high, don't lift it too high. You're going to do that for about 30 seconds. My favorite is the penguin. So we can walk with it, and it's just little tiny movements here, right? And you want to do that very long too. So the key is light resistance, lots of reps. You'll feel nice warmth in through the shoulders and the rotator cuff, and that's what we want, especially as we age.